everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome to my channel. So today's video is my December bullet journal setup for 2021. If you guys have watched any of these Christmas December bullet journal setups in the past, I think I've got 2 or 3 of them on my channel, you will know that I love Christmas. I go all out for these spreads in particular because I think they're the most fun to do around the holidays. There's so many wonderful spreads that you can create. And so you're going to see some of them in this video. This first page that I'm starting off with is just a quote page on the left-hand side, just to give, I know that I don't really have that many quote pages in my bullet journal, and Christmas is kind of one of those times. There are so many good things that you can use. So I decided to say, such a wonderful time of the year. And of course, the right side is just going to have December on it. But I did decide to use this Sharpie metallic marker. And you will see here that I was experimenting. I did make a mistake on the page and I had to dab it up with some paper towel. So I'm using the Sharpie metallic I think it's a fine point tip. I will have everything linked down below. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. And I also have established a US affiliate marketing with Amazon. So if you are from the States, you can click on those and you'll be able to order from that as well. And I just wanted to experiment to see which one I liked best. And I think the one that won in the end was the regular Sharpie fine point tip. So the marker, not the paint pen. And the next best one was probably the Archer Telegraph metallic silver pen. So I am using, mostly they're all my favorite products. I usually always go back to the products that I love the best for these types of videos because I know they're my tried and true. I use them all the time. And I only promote the products that I also really enjoy. So I would never let you guys know of a faulty product or something that doesn't work that well. I always want to let you know what the best products are to use. And speaking of that, this bullet journal in particular is one I'm afraid that you can't purchase anymore. I have checked. So this is a Scribbles That Matter journal, Scribbles That Matter bullet journal. It is a B5 size and the paper is 100 GSM. So Scribbles That Matter has gone through a couple of transitions. They only used to have, I think it was 120 if I'm not mistaken, and then they got rid of them all. They only had the 160 for a while. They came out with a different variation for a little bit, and then they finally got the 100 GSM paper back, and now they offer the 120 again in the A5, B5 sizes. And I'm not sure if they have them in the A6, B6 as well, but that would be worthwhile to check out. I do have an affiliate link for Scribbles That Matter down below. And you can also purchase them if you are in Canada from Amazon.ca. And I would advise taking a look there because unfortunately for Canadians, you cannot order from this site. The site is based in the UK and they do have an actual website for the States, but not for Canada, unfortunately. So anyhow, moving on to this next page. As you guys may have noticed, I have been transitioning from my bullet journal to do a lot of my work in my Happy Planner still, as well as my Franklin Planner. And I'm basically using my bullet journal just for my artistic needs, kind of, more different ideas that I don't want to write down anywhere else. But this bullet journal has kind of taught me a lesson, I guess, because it is a B5. It's a bit of a bigger notebook. I don't bring it with me as many places as I would if it was a smaller notebook, like an A5 size. So this one stays at home mostly, and I just do my drawings, my lettering, and I will write down important dates, something that I don't want to forget. But sometimes I do feel like it's overkill because I have kind of transitioned back and forth between the last few years from my bullet journal to planners. And sometimes it's really hard to pick and choose which planners you want to use. And at one point, I think I had used a bullet journal for absolutely every single thing that I wanted to track in my life. And if you guys have watched my channel, you know that I do have a lot of things I take care of on a daily basis. So For me, it just isn't as productive to use a bullet journal for everything. If I did, I think I'd probably go through one maybe every 2 months, and that just doesn't seem reasonable. I would use a notebook up way too quickly. So I go between a couple of different planners, and this one is mostly for artistic things, like I said, but I do like to have the calendar because then I can kind of glance at it and it just gives me this monthly overview without having to look anywhere else. And also it gives me the chance to decorate the spread. So this spread in particular, I don't know if this was a mistake, but on the left-hand page, I have this beautiful Christmas tree. The problem is I color it in with my my markers, and it's almost like the pen was running out of ink, and so at the end of it, it was kind of pushing it. But we survived. We made it in the end. So basically, I decorated the calendar. I made it kind of enclosed, and I put the Christmas tree with the presents on the left-hand side. I put some holly on the right, and then some Christmas lights kind of overhanging the calendar. And I wanted the dates to stand out, so if I do have important things to write in the boxes, I just want the dates to be highlighted in red, so that's what we did. Overall, I think it looks good once the coloring is done, but I will let you guys enjoy the rest of this coloring. Okay, so moving on to this next spread. Now, I know how I said that I wanted this to be mostly artistic, but I do like having some space to write, and I have kind of not really gone the journaling route in my bullet journal. I still do keep a journal on the side for that, but I like to have check-ins, almost more of a mental health check-in every maybe 3 times a month. So what I usually do is write December 1st, the 15th of the month, and then the end of the month, and just kind of write a check-in to see how I'm doing. So if there are noticeable events, I'll write that down. Anything that happened throughout the month will go in here. And then it's mostly a spot for notes and for goals. So on the left, I have a big focus and life focus. That's mostly larger tasks or goals. As you guys might know, I am doing a Vlogmas and Planmas throughout the entire month of December. So you guys will see this spread a lot. On the right, I have work notes and life notes. So kind of like a brain dump, but more so just notes about certain things. I will have brain dump spreads coming up soon, which you will see. So now I decided to start with the Christmas spreads. Usually I will put all of my trackers first, and I kind of did it opposite this time, and I think it's just I like to change everything up now and then, so that's basically why there's not really any rhyme or reason for it. But I decided to put my stocking stuffer idea page, and I wrote out 6 stockings, and as our family is growing, it seems like the more I need. So I have one for myself, my husband, my son, my daughter, my mom, and my dogs. And pretty soon I'm going to run out of I'm going to run out of paper, so I'm going to have to be careful if we expand our family any further. But all I'm doing here is I decorated the stockings with different designs, and then kind of looking back on this, I thought, oh great, where am I going to put the actual ideas now? Because I left the space at the top to put our names in, but I think I'll just write them down underneath the stocking. I think one year I did put the names or the gift ideas inside each of the stockings, which works as well, but then you can't really decorate them. So I like it this way, and I'm sure that I will find room. Alright, so this next spread is my gift idea spread, and of course it had to come right after the stocking stuffers. So halfway through this coloring the tree, I think it's at the end of the tree, the video cut off for some reason, and I ended up not showing all of the parts that I drew out, but you'll still see it. But I just basically drew presents. There it is. I drew presents around the Christmas tree, and I'm going to put people's names in the tags and the ideas in the boxes. So the next spread is my cards to send. So now this is something I'm actually already set up for. I did buy my stamps the other day, and I did purchase some new Christmas cards from Costco. It is the place to get cards because they are the cheapest. I have about 25 people to send cards to. I know it sounds crazy, it's a lot of people, but as our family expands, we need to say hi. So and the other thing too is I like to include a picture, so my family will get together when our Christmas tree is set up. You'll probably see it in my next Vlogmas, and we'll take a picture and put it in all of the cards. The next spread is a favorite holiday carols to sing. And sometimes I do this, or I'll do like TV shows to watch, but lately I have been so incredibly busy that I've not had time to watch any TV. So I thought carols to sing would be a good one. And plus it's going to be so much fun with my daughter because she's almost 2 and it's just going to be really fun. So I decided to decorate the entire page with these little notes as well as some holly, and I just thought it would be perfect. I'm just going to put some of my favorite songs in here. I'm kind of like traditional Christmas songs, I guess, I really enjoy. I always liked the idea of caroling from door to door. I never have been, but I thought it was always such a cool idea, and I really enjoy how people that are in like choirs or caroling, even how they harmonize. I think that's just really neat as well. Moving on to the next spread, this one is probably one of my favorite spreads. I remember seeing this on Pinterest a long time ago. It was very similar to this, and I have done this spread 1 or 2 times before in the past. It does change every year. This year is no different, but the boxes basically have icicles or snow on the top, and so you'll see me use a Tombow dual brush pen just to add a little bit of shadowing so it actually looks like ice. And I draw these boxes. Unfortunately, I never labeled them in this spread or this setup, so I don't really know what they're going to be, but ideas are like holiday bucket list or fun things to do when we're all off work. Also holiday baking, and if you do have holiday plans, like if you're cooking dinner, to put which items you want to cook for your dinner, that's a good idea too. And yeah, basically it's just kind of like just a spread. It's more decorative though, so instead of just writing a list on a piece of paper, you can fill in each of the boxes and label them accordingly. And then to decorate the page, I did draw this cute little Santa Claus on the right side, and then I just said holiday cheer on the very right hand corner, and just to kind of give the page some color. All right, we're getting down to the last few spreads here. This is my countdown to Christmas, and I saw this idea on Instagram, I think, but the idea I saw were like the feet sticking out, and I'm assuming it was Santa's feet. I decided to just put Santa's head because that's kind of the theme I'm going for. At first, my overall theme was Christmas lights, and generally when it comes to Christmas spreads, I don't really have one particular theme in mind. I usually just do a plethora of different Christmas things, and I figure I can get away with it because Christmas is not just about one thing, it's about tons of different things. So I thought this was perfect because I had this little chimney and I had Santa coming out of the chimney, and then I labeled each of the bricks with the days till Christmas, and it worked out perfectly. And so there's little Santa, and we're just going to color him in. The spread on the right is, again, just pretty much a decorative page. I just wrote "Baby, it's cold outside," and I thought changing up the colors was perfect because I didn't want it to be too boring. So I used red and black and blue, and then I drew a pair of mittens with some snowflakes on the page. All right, so here is a spread that I told you I would do later. This is the brain dump spread. So literally everything and anything will go on these two pages. I have a life brain dump and a biz brain dump, and trust me, I'm probably going to need them because I will be doing a lot of videos over the course of December. And I am trying to do a bunch of work prior to December starting. I've got some videos at the end of December that will be posted, already scheduled, because I plan to take off at least a week right when the holidays are done. I figure that I need some time with my family, especially towards the end of Christmas time, the end of the year. And I'm just getting prepared for it. So any ideas that I have, anything that's on my mind will probably go in these spots. And I've just surrounded the page with all of these cute little lights. The next spread is one that I've actually never done before. I do have a budget in my Budget Mom Planner. I will link those videos for you if you're interested. I just started using the Budget Mom Planner in September, but I have been using the Organized Money for the past year and a half. And I do really like to keep my budget planner separate from my bullet journal, but because it's Christmas related, I wanted to have just gift budget ideas in here. And so as you'll see at the top, I'll have different categories like the name of the person, the budget for that person, how much the item cost, and whether I've wrapped it, and whether I have purchased it yet, and then just any notes that I have on the right hand side. So I do have my main family members to purchase items for, but I'll also have like kids of the family to purchase as well. So I thought it would be a good idea to have it written down somewhere. The next spreads are a lot more functional. So this is kind of where I, get away from the beautiful Christmas decorative pages. And I have my habit tracker and my mood tracker in every single one of my monthly spreads. Lately, I have been kind of going to this graph style just because it's a lot more functional. It's easier to look at and also easier to track what I'm looking at. So most of my habits that I am tracking here do relate to some type of goal, and I call these my maintenance goals. In the Cultivate What Matters planner system in 2022, they have termed these habits, which in fact they are, but they are goals. So they're like long-term goals I'm working on all the time that never really stop. Like for instance, just drinking water is a goal to get healthy, but it's a continuous journey. It never really stops. And the mood tracker is very similar, but I just have like 5 different categories. And then I will take 2 different colors. Most likely they'll be red and green. And I will just draw a bar graph according to the height on the left and according to my mood. Okay, these next 2 spreads, again, very functional. So I have my weight tracker here, and it's not much to look at when I first set it up because I just have the days on the bottom and then my weight on the left, which I don't even include in the initial setup. And the right hand side is my dream log. Most of the times I'll never show this when I do bullet journal flip throughs because the information is private. And I've had some really messed up dreams in the past, and so I chose not to share that. But lately, you know what, I haven't really been dreaming, or if I have, I don't remember any of the dreams. I still like to include it because guaranteed the day I don't include it, I will start dreaming again. The next page is my Doodle A Day page, and if you guys aren't familiar with that, I do get my ideas from Oh So Cute Doodles and from Rando Doodles from Cindy Guntart Baldo, and this very last spread was also from Cindy Guntart Baldo. It's basically just a lettering challenge. I've termed mine Love Your Lettering, but I do get it from Cindy's on her Instagram or Facebook page, and it is called Llama's Love Lettering. And that's basically it. So the next little part will be going back to the beginning page, and I'm going to be putting my little monthly tab. As you can see on the left hand side, I've got these black Erin Condren tabs, which I'll leave linked down below as well. And then we will go through the final flip through. Thank you guys so much for all of your support this entire year. It means the world to me. Thank you for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you join our family. And last but not least, click on the bell button to be notified every time I upload a new video. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye now.